Hello everybody, this is Kevin Smith with First Team Real Estate here in Southern California, and I want to bring another episode. I had a current client that's getting ready to list their property and in the wintertime. So obviously this will vary a little bit if you're on the East Coast versus the West Coast. This won't pertain to necessarily everybody on the West Coast, but I thought I'd bring it up because there are certain things you are going to have to, think about when you're getting ready to list your home in the wintertime. The first one is actually making sure that when you're taking your photos for your pictures, that you're taking them at a maybe in the springtime where you have pictures of the actual trees that have leaves on them. That way that the trees won't look so barren when you're actually posting those pictures for the fall or the winter time that you're getting ready to list. So keep that in mind when you're looking to make your exterior photos. Have your photographer come out a little bit sooner than you're planning on listing the actual home. The other one I thought was the decor. Now that we're in the wintertime, Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's a lot of people that go crazy when they're decorating their homes. So when you're getting ready to list your home, you might want to think about maybe not doing so much decorating and scale it back just a little bit. That way it doesn't look so cluttered. Those people that aren't necessarily looking for the holidays, they're just looking at the house and it's going to be cluttered and they won't be able to see the actual home and that kind of thing just because you have so many decorations up. So maybe scaling that back just a little bit. Also, number 3 is just the curb appeal in general. So in the wintertime, your lawn's probably going to need a little bit different maintenance. The lighting, that kind of thing is going to be a little bit different. So maybe putting some lighting outside to kind of brighten up the outside of the home. I did a video on curb appeal, so if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about my strategies for curb appeal, feel free to look back at some of the videos that I've posted on curb appeal. Number 4 is just safety manners in general. So in the wintertime on the East Coast, you're going to have ice and snow and different sleet and different kinds of cold things. You're going to need to make sure that you have salt down and maybe sand and things to prevent people from slipping. Same thing on the East Coast or the West Coast, you're going to have rain, of course. So you may have to make sure that you have mats at the door, a place for people to take off their shoes, that kind of thing. So they'll have to make sure that you have mats and things like that to make sure people aren't slipping, falling, or tripping, things like that. So make sure you have your safety matters up in order. The 5th one is just getting some clutter away from the door. So on the East Coast, I know you're going to have lots of snowshoes and boots and gloves and scarves and things like that. So maybe putting a hanger or some kind of a coat rack up so people have a place to put their coats when they do come in to view the house. That's also something that's nice. Making sure that your house is actually functional. So for the West Coast, we don't use our heaters very often, but it does get cold. So making sure that you turn on the heater before you list the property, and if there's any mechanical issues with the heat, you might want to make sure that those heaters are working in proper order. There's nothing worse than going into a house that's just freezing cold. It's not warm and cozy, and people that are buying are going to be looking for a warm home. So making sure that your heater is in order. And one of the other topics I think you want to think about is making sure that there's plenty of light. So the daylight savings when we turn our clocks back, obviously the sun's going to be setting a little bit earlier, so you might want to have your lights on timers so that when people are viewing later in the afternoon after work, that they come to a house that's well lit and there's no issues with being able to see rooms. So having timers on your lights is also nice. And the final thing is just take in general your real estate agent who does staging, who looks at homes often on their daily basis through viewings and broker previews, taking their advice and taking a list of items that may be decluttering, keeping safety issues in order. Just use their expertise and follow their direction. You'll get a better price for your home most likely, and you'll just be better off in general. So we want to get you the highest prices for your homes and making sure that they're clutter free lit very well, and not overdone is a good way to keep those prices high. So if you have any other suggestions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. If you'd like to reach me by phone, text, or email, do so at the bottom here at the video. We'd also love you to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell there for the notifications. So if I have another video that comes up, you'll be notified right away. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and we'll all talk to you soon.